is Holistic Healing by T-Mat. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today we are going to be answering your questions. Thank you to everybody who sent me in the questions for the Q&A today. We are now going to answer some of these questions for you. If you have any questions that you do want me to answer, let me know, because this isn't going to be the only Q&A that I do in my live streams. So let me know if you want to see any other questions. I did not see any of your questions. I saw that there was a comment that there were 8 questions on, and I did not see any of those questions. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what happened with your questions. Sorry about that. Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's possible. They probably blocked them all. If they blocked them all, it's probably not a good idea for me to try and answer them on here. Okay, guys, thank you very much for sending me in all of your questions. I'm going to try and answer all of your questions as honestly as possible. So, the first question, I said that I wouldn't really be answering too many questions about weed, but the first question is about weed. So, yeah. Without further ado, we are going to get into today's video. Okay, the first question is, when we smoke weed and meditate, does it block third eye or open more? Some say bad, some say good. You tell honestly. So, in my opinion, from experience, I personally believe that it actually opens and expands your third eye, because it allows you not only to ground yourself in your present reality more, it actually helps you to focus more on the spiritual realms, and it actually can help you to see things more clearly with your third eye. Like, it helps you to get in touch with your spiritual senses, and your third eye, the veil starts to drop a little, your third eye starts to open, and you start to see things with more clarity. And it is actually known to help to aid your third eye, your pineal gland, and also it is known to help regulate your sleep and wakefulness cycles. So yes, I believe that it is definitely good for you and for your third eye. I'm going to try and keep these answers as short as possible so that I can answer all of them. What's the real difference between soulmate and twin flame? And can we lose them forever if we mess up? So I'm going to kind of treat that as if they're 2 different questions. So I'll answer the first question. What's the real difference between soulmate and twin flame? Now, I think the difference between soulmate and twin flame is that we're all cut from the fabric of existence, right? And we all have a specific set of people who we are supposed to find in this life, people who we are very close to. There are also karmic ties and people who we are supposed to meet to teach us a lesson in this life as well. So we've got definitely different people, but I think when it comes to soulmates, these are people who we are supposed to meet, who are supposed to be like lovers in our life. They're not supposed to be as deeply entwined with us as twin flames are, because twin flames are actually the other part of us. So what you are seeing when you get twin flame is not only a very close soul, which a soulmate is. They are people who are very close to you. They have incarnated possibly from another lifetime. You've probably known them before. But what a twin flame is a twin flame is actually somebody who you potentially are this mirror of. You are much deeper than just being a soulmate, and rather than being cut from the same piece of fabric like soulmates are, you're literally the same piece of cloth that has been separated in half. I hope that makes sense. And can we lose them forever? I think possibly, yeah, you can lose them forever. Although that's something that many of you may not actually like to hear, I think that through certain actions you take and through not caring enough for your other person, you can definitely lose them in this lifetime and you can definitely get them back in other lifetimes. But I think that there does become a point where you can do a certain level of damage that it isn't any longer possible to actually heal from this. I don't think that you can actually go any further if you damage the root of this connection. You're not going to be able to build upon it, and you're not going to then get another twin flame, another person in your life, or another person in another lifetime that is going to heal this. I think once you fragment this soul connection, it could possibly be done forever. So you have to be very careful how you treat this person. And I hope that maybe it's not true, because if so, then that would be meaning that once you and your person are done, it would be the end of you forever. So I hope that that wouldn't be the cause, because I know that you're definitely going to reincarnate together in other lifetimes. So I think that it's very rare to do that sort of damage where you won't be able to fix it again. Okay, when did I get dreadlocks and why did I get dreadlocks? It's good, just why? I didn't know these were all your questions. Oh, is it a different account? But yeah, I'm answering your questions for you. You ask such... Oh, okay. You asked such meaningful questions. They are really beautiful questions. Okay, when and why did I get dreadlocks? It's good, just why? Okay, so I got dreadlocks about 5-6 years ago now. It was about 5-6 years ago. I just let them start growing natural, and it was because I was doing Reiki healing. I was training in Reiki healing at the time, and it was before I finished my training, and I was vegan, and I was going with a very natural life, and I listened to a lot of reggae music, and I was listening to a lot of reggae music at the time. So I personally felt like for myself, it was personally a good idea to let my hair go natural and see how it goes. And of course, I did know that it was going to form dreadlocks eventually, and I did sort of look up to Bob Marley a lot. This was one of the reasons why I'd done this. I got natural dreadlocks the same way that Bob Marley had natural dreadlocks, and they actually looked very similar to his. Um, at one point. And no, I'm not vegan anymore. No. So yeah, I got them because of the way of life, because of nature, because of my spirituality, because of Jar Ordains that you don't cut or separate your dreadlocks, so that is why they are the way that they are. I've got these thick ones at the back that have got a few coming off of them, and that is just simply because you're not supposed to cut them or rip them in Rastafari. And yeah, I've never taken a Nazarite vow, but if I do ever do such a thing, I want to make sure that I'm sort of ready to embrace the lifestyle and yeah, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, that's when and that's why. They formed over time though, as you can see on my channel. They weren't very developed at first. They did take a little while to sort of develop and grow. I ask some deep one, please. Sometimes I dream same person many times. I'm not even connected to them now. Why this happened? Spirit connection or unfinished karma? That's a really interesting question. Personally, I would say that this is like a deeper connection with this person. There is unfinished business with them. It could potentially be unfinished karma, but karma doesn't necessarily mean that it is a negative or a positive thing either. You can get good karma and you can get bad karma. So you need to sort of bear that in mind when you are thinking about this connection, because of course I don't think that it is necessarily something bad if you are dreaming about them, and especially if the dreams have quite a positive meaning. Like, I'd have to know more about these dreams in order to interpret and read them deeper. But personally, I think that if you keep dreaming about this person, it means that you definitely have a lot of love for this person. There's definitely some kind of feelings for this person and definitely a connection with this person. Okay, so this is a girlfriend from over 7 years ago that you're dreaming of constantly. This means that you definitely had a lot of love for this person. I definitely think that this connection with this person was a lot deeper than you probably realized. Like, I think that you probably loved them a lot more than you ever loved any of your other partners. And you probably find yourself thinking about them because you miss them and you want them back in your life and you want to reconnect with them, but you don't know how. And also, there could be definitely karma in the way that is stopping you from being able to connect with each other like other partners, and lessons that you had to go through, like arguments and split ups, that are causing you not to be together at this current moment, and that are causing you not to be able to reach out to each other. Maybe your ego and your pride is even getting in the way, and you are feeling like you don't want to talk to this person because you sort of feel like you are better off being without her. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that you try find her and you try reach out to her, try and talk to her, because it's not every day that we have these kind of feelings about people. You obviously care deeply about her, especially if you're dreaming about her constantly. Perhaps she is the one for you, and perhaps that is why you are still dreaming about her now. This is actually a really meaningful thing for you to keep thinking about her as well. Thank you for saying my dreadlocks are the same as Bob Marley. Okay. How many cigarettes do I smoke a day? To be honest, at the most I smoke about 3 to 5. Um, but I don't even smoke that much that often. To be honest, I actually don't. Um, yeah, I don't smoke much. Um, how much green? I smoke about a 3 5 a day, maybe a bit more. My favorite song, um, my favorite song right now is "We All Need Love" by Soldier. I can't really think of a favorite musician. I don't want to go with the same favorite museum as my musician as my favorite song. So I've got a few favorite musicians. Hmm, maybe Damian Marley. I think that Damian Marley might be my favorite musician. Yeah, I think that Damian Marley is probably my favorite musician. I started smoking cigarettes at about 13, and I started smoking green maybe a little bit younger, maybe a little bit older. I can't really remember. Also, I don't really want to encourage things like that too much on my channel. Yeah, I know it's quite a lot for a lady. Yeah, I know I do smoke a lot. Yeah, I bet you're glad you stayed. You thought I was going to say Bob Marley or Snoop Dogg. I do like Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I love Snoop Dogg. Okay, when and why did I do tarot? This is a really interesting question. I think I started doing tarot about 2021. I started watching tarot maybe the end of 2020, like on YouTube, because I was going through a rough patch in my life, and it was actually love readings that I was watching. I wanted more advice about my love life, and I wanted to know like if I was wasting my time, if this person was like the right person, if they were being faithful to me. I just wanted like a deeper insight into the relationship, into the connection. And I wanted to know like because this person wasn't like necessarily talking to me much at the time, the connection had broken down a lot, and yeah, I wanted to know what was going on deeper. And then I wanted to start looking into like tarot myself for like advice, career, things like that, like what's going to be happening in my future, what's going to be happening with my children, what's going to be happening like still in my love life and stuff like that. So I wanted to start like reading tarot, and so I started doing like personal tarot card pulls for myself, and I started it a lot for myself. I did different spreads, and I remember like I used to take my tarot cards on holiday with me, and I used to just like take them everywhere with me, and I used to just sort of really enjoy reading tarot, and just I really just enjoyed tarot. That's one of the joys that I got out of it, was just the happiness that it gave me. um so I started just reading it for myself, and then as it developed and went on, I then started thinking that actually this is something that's really benefiting me. I don't know why I'm not sharing this with other people. I watch this on YouTube and I watch other people do this. So I'm going to start sharing this with other people. And I started actually sharing it on Instagram Live before I shared it on YouTube Live. I actually have had that Instagram account taken down because I got into an account with my ex and he reported me and everything like that. And yeah, it's quite sad because I had quite a lot of memories. Like I gave birth to my son like at home in a home birth, and I gave birth while I was at home in the lockdown and everything like that. And I gave birth on that channel, and yeah, everything's gone. But yeah, um essentially I started reading tarot for you guys in about 2021, the end of 2021. I think it was about August 2021. and I wanted to read it for you guys to sort of like share the experience that I was having, and also reading Oracle for you guys because it was a deeply moving spiritual experience, and I wanted to share the sort of vibrations that I was having with you. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I started reading tarot. I think that I actually started reading on this channel, Oracle, first, and I also started sharing like photos daily of Oracle card readings because I wasn't too sure at first whether I wanted to get into reading tarot cards or not. But this here is actually one of the first tarot card decks that I ever got. The Angel Tarot. I think I actually got the Crystal Tarot first, but yeah. These are one of the first ones that I ever got. And yeah, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to read tarot first because of the other implications. Yeah, you probably do remember me using that one. But yeah, but because of the other implications that come with reading tarot, and some people say it's not like religious. Right. I do remember you. Is that what you wanted to know? I'm doing Q&A. That would be so unprofessional if I just stopped Q&A to reply. Right, I don't know why, but it's not showing all of your questions that you asked. Thank you, yeah. Oh, you found me because of tarot. That's interesting. Okay. What have you learned about yourself this Taurus season? I think that this Taurus season, it's really interesting to think about the changes that we have undergone within the last few years, and the deeper connections that we have made with other people, especially since like the term like twin flame has become more mainstream and it has been popped out there a lot more. I think that we have all as a collective been able to deepen our connections with other people, and so yeah, I think that when you think about what I have learned about myself, it kind of reflects what we've all learned as a collective, because I think that we've all learned a lot about each other, and I think that we've learned how to treat each other and how to treat ourselves. So personally, I've been reflecting a lot more. I've been spending a lot more time like healing myself, put up healthy boundaries, and how to observe other people rather than sort of be in other people's energy. And I think that it's really important to, like, we started off this season with a cord cutting ceremony. I think it's important to remember like things like that, like not taking on other people's energy has been something that has affected like many of us this month. So yeah. How do I stay grounded when things get chaotic? I actually personally do a lot of grounded exercises. I do ground myself a lot. Like I do a lot of breathing exercises. I meditate. I listen to ASMR on YouTube a lot. I do the 5 4 3 2 1, like five things you can see, four things you can hear, three things you can smell, and then like leading down to one thing you can taste. Anyway, I do that a lot, and I tend to try to be present in my reality and to try and figure out exactly where it is that I am coming from. I also tend to like visualize myself growing roots, visualize myself doing different exercises and doing different things that are going to help myself and help my family members as well. Like as a practice Reiki healer, I also do help other people to ground themselves as well, and I find that this helps me as well to stay present in my reality. Thank you for calling me very smart. What's one comfort you've been indulging in lately? There's kind of like two things really. One thing is burritos. They are like my all-time comfort food, and I've just really been enjoying them. I think that you can get them in different flavors and they taste so nice. They're so yummy. And like yeah, I really like the vegan chili burritos that you can get. And I also like the bean burritos that you can get from Taco Bell. So yeah, I just like trying burritos, and yeah, that's my little indulgent comfort food right now. And I also really like milkshakes and frappes, like frappuccinos and like bubble lattes and like iced drinks, especially in this heat right now. I'm getting like a throat ache right now, so I find like I'm drinking quite a lot of those to make sure that I am staying hydrated. Yeah, exactly. In real life, we would eat vegan burritos together, definitely. Which routines or habits? Also, I like my blankets, so I got a new blanket yesterday. That's another thing I was going to mention as well. And I like washing my blankets up in like a really good smelling fabric conditioner with like some scent boosters and things like that in them as well. So they smell like really good. And then like wrapping myself up in them, like watching a movie or watching some YouTube. I love to watch YouTube myself, so yeah, all that kind of thing. Which routines or habits have been feeling especially important this season? I think personally for me, like getting up in the mornings and doing something meaningful, not just like getting up and like vegging away, like doing like at least like one chore or house habit, like putting on the washing or like folding my laundry or doing some washing up or doing something that is meaningful in my life, even if it's like sometimes even like going for a walk, getting out of the house, spending time like with my family and my friends, rather than just sitting on my phone, sitting on social media, or spending too much time doing like negative things. I like to get up and do something meaningful. And so this season and this month, I've really made a habit to change that. Well, it's now Gemini season, but last month for Taurus season, that is something that I did. What's something beautiful you've noticed or created recently? I don't know. I had a birthday recently, so I got a lot of beautiful birthday presents, and yeah, there's lots of things like on craft markets that I think are just invaluable. So many things you can get at these places that are just like I got this beautiful crystal light catcher. It's sort of like a light catcher, I guess, and it's got like raindrops coming down from it. And it is just so beautiful, and it just reminds me of like it's got a sunshine on it as well, and it just reminds me of like outside and nature and like that sunny day when you're feeling down, like when the sun breaks through the clouds. And yeah, I just love things like that. And I think like you can find some things on YouTube as well. Like I saw someone the other day blowing a like they asked loads of children to send in designs of glasses they could make, and somebody sent in a design of a bird. They picked one at random, they got out the bird one, and they designed this bird glass, and it was just gorgeous. It was beautiful. I created an Easter card for my children, but then I lost it. So yeah, that's fantastic. I can't really think of anything else that I've created recently, to be honest. Other than love, the love I have to share for you guys and the music that I have to share for you guys. How do you handle stubborn energy in yourself or others? I personally give people time, I give people energy. I like to sort of not push things because I find like if you push things and you try for a response too much, you're going to be met more with a wall. So I sort of try to give people the space they need to grow and reflect, and then they will come to you on their own accord to sort of like open up and share like what's on their mind, or sort of change their habits. And like in myself, I sort of try to think about things like how would you feel if other people were treating you this way? Like how would you feel if it was the other way around? And I sort of try to empathize with other people, and I try to sort of like reason with other people as well, like rather than thinking like, oh, it's all me, 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 me. I sort of try to put myself in other people's shoes. I definitely smoke weed every single day. I'm not gonna lie about that. But I definitely don't smoke cigarettes every day. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I definitely smoke weed every single day. What seeds have you planted this season, and what are you hoping they grow into? So I've sort of started like new bonds and connections with other people that I want to grow into like more beautiful relationships and connections with other people. And I sort of want to develop like more friendships, and I want to meet more people that I've spoken to online, as well as like being able to understand myself more deeply as well. I've sort of like planned more trips with my mom, and I've planned to like go more places with my family as well. So I hope that they're gonna like go underway, and I have also sort of actually planted some real plants outside, some flowers and some roses and some nasturtiums and some, I don't really know what they were called, to be honest, but yeah, some cosmos. And I want to see what they grow into. I'm excited to see how they grow. So yeah, if you keep that up, I'm going to block you for spam. And yeah, I do wash my dreadlocks. I wash them about 2 times a week, and I use dreadlock shampoo. It's just the same as normal shampoo, and I sort of scrub my scalp. I scrub it into my hair. I scrub it into the ends. I make sure that it goes all the way through my hair. I rub it into the dreadlocks, and then I rinse it out, and then I use dreadlock conditioner as well. So I use the dreadlock conditioner, put that in my hair, leave it in for a couple minutes while I wash the rest of my body, and then I wash it out, and then I use dreadlock sprays on top of that as well. So yeah, I think that is all of the questions for today. Let me double check. That is all of the questions. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Let me know, please, if you have any more questions you want me to answer. I suppose actually this is it for today, but yeah, I will leave this up on YouTube, so you can definitely ask me questions below, and I will do like a Q&A number 2. This is the first Q&A I've ever done, and I was surprised and shocked to get so many questions from you guys, and actually I'm so grateful that you asked me so many questions, and so many meaningful questions as well. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much, and bye bye.